January 17th, 2025. Good afternoon. This is the Wire Brief. Top headline news: Israeli Security Cabinet approves ceasefire and hostage deal. Israeli Security Cabinet approved the Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal on Friday. The wider cabinet will convene for a vote on the deal later today. Earlier, the Israeli Prime Minister office confirmed that a deal has been agreed with Hamas to release the hostage held in Gaza. The agreement, which U.S. officials expect to take effect Sunday, would see a pause in fighting in Gaza and lead to the phased release of hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Israeli bombardments killed dozens of people in Gaza since the announcement of the deal, marking the highest daily death toll in over a week. International aid agencies welcomed the deal and vowed to scale up their work in Gaza. The United Nations for Palestinian Refuge called for rapid, unhindered, and uninterrupted humanitarian access to the Strip to relieve the suffering caused by war. LA fire updates progress in Southern California containment efforts as winds weaken. Fires across the Los Angeles area have killed at least 27 people, destroyed more than 12,000 structures, and charred more than 60 square miles. The Palisades and Eaton wildfires continue to burn today. The winds have weakened, giving firefighters a much-needed break and easing some threats for now. The National Weather Service said dangerous conditions are expected next week. Officials said tens of thousands of people in Los Angeles County remained under evacuation orders. Curfews were still in effect for the Palisade and Eaton fire zones from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. The Washington Post's coldest inauguration forecast since Reagan in 1985 forces Trump indoors. Wind chills are expected to be in the single digits on Monday. Donald Trump's inauguration will be moved indoors because of the dangerously cold weather predicted for Monday. Temperatures will not get much above 20 degrees, and in factoring in howling winds, it will feel like the single digits. Trump's inauguration is poised to be the most frigid since President Ronald Reagan in 1985, when it was so cold that the swearing-in ceremony was moved inside. It will be even colder than it was during Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009, when the high temperatures was 30 degrees, the low 19, and wind chills were in the teens. There is an Arctic blast sweeping the country, Trump wrote on Truth Social midday Friday. I don't want to see people hurt or injured in any way. It is dangerous conditions for the tens of thousands of law enforcement, first responders, police, canines, and even horses, and hundreds of thousands of supporters that will be outside for many hours on the 20th. In any event, if you decide to come, dress warmly. Bone-chilling temperatures will envelope millions of Americans this weekend, shepherding in days of frigid temperatures and life-threatening conditions for next week. People living basically anywhere from the Rockies eastward will see below normal temperatures over the next several days. A meteorologist with the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center, particularly the Rockies, the Northern Plains, the Upper Midwest, are expected to see those wind chills reaching as low as minus 30 to perhaps as low as minus 40 or minus 50 by this weekend into early next week. Temperatures so low pose a great risk for hypothermia and frostbite to any exposed skin, Taylor warned. This is called a polar vortex, is set to grip much of the U.S. What does that mean? That was the article. Panama City, Florida, a jury found that CNN committed defamation against U.S. Navy veteran Zachary Young and is responsible for punitive damages on Friday after more than 8 hours of deliberation. The jury ruled Young is awarded $4 million in lost earnings, $1 million in personal damage such as pain and suffering, and said that the punitive damages are warranted against CNN. The jury will now proceed to phase 2 of the trial to determine punitive damages. Lawyers on each side will have a chance to present evidence to determine punitive damages. Young allegedly, the CNN smeared him by implying he illegally profited when helping people flee Afghanistan on the black market during the Biden administration. Military withdrawal from the country in 2021, Young believes CNN destroyed his reputation and business by branding him an illegal profiteer who exploited desperate Afghans during a November 11, 2021 report by Alex Marquardt. The first aired on CNN's The Lead with Jake Tapper. The decision comes after 3+ years of litigations and while sometimes chaotic 8-day trial, 14th Judicial Circuit Court Judge Williams S. Henry, that's a mouthful, who presided over the trial in Bay County, Florida, previously ruled that Young did not act illegally or criminally despite what the network reported on air. After the verdict sent shockwaves through the courtroom, Judge Henry read instructions to the 6-person jury as they were prepared to determine punitive damages. So I think that's enough headline news for today, and thank you all so much for your support with this new news format. It's just a way for me to, when I'm at work, just deliver some messages, some updates, stay in touch with you. And yes, I will be making appearances on this format as well. And I am making a backup channel. And once I have it all finished, I will link it below. It's just in case, for whatever reason, something may happen to this channel. I encourage you to please go over there when it's up and subscribe. And that's going to be a little bit more of just broadcasting news in person as opposed to going deep into conspiracy theories, kind of like how we do here. Anyway, everyone, have a great Friday, great weekend, and as always, stay safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel, and until next time, take care.